Um, Hello, this is Tommy from the band Majestica from Sweden, where I play guitar and do the lead vocals. And on the 7th of February, we are releasing our new album called Powertrain, available worldwide within a matter of weeks.
Matter of weeks indeed. Thanks for joining us today, Tommy.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Also, as you say, Majestica release your new album, Powertrain, on February the 7th. So, how are you feeling about it?
I feel great, really. It's an album we've been working with for a long time to make sure the songs are, as good as they can get. And I don't know. It's just such an amazing album in so many ways. How we perform the songs, how the songs are written, the idea behind the album, everything is just banger. I'm very, very satisfied. If this would be my last album I ever did, I would be, satisfied with that. But let's hope that's not the case.
So, tell us a bit more about it from a musical point of view and what you were going for with it.
Well, of course, it's melodic power metal, but some songs are a bit. I mean, the album goes up and down, really. It's like we have, of course, a couple of fast songs, like you can expect from a power metal band inspired by Stradivarius, Halloween. But it also has a couple of heavier songs inspired by Hammerfall, and and then we have some 80s songs, and very, very much 80s style to it. And then we have a little bit more mid-tempo songs, that so there's at least one song that anyone could like, depending on what kind of song you're into.
Cool. So, you've released the singles Powertrain and A Story in the Night so far. So, are they a good sonic representation of the album overall?
I would say so, absolutely. I mean, Powertrain is like a mid-tempo power metal song, and then Story in the Night is, of course, the fastest one on the album. Uh, so yeah, it's I mean, if the album is, from 0 to 5 in power, I would say uh, Powertrain is about 3, and Story Night is a full 5, So you still have a lot more points to discover on your own with this album.
Cool. And how does it differ musically to your debut album, Above the Sky, that came out in 2019?
I mean, it's a bit more mature from that since that time, but still, it's power metal, uh, fast, melodic, catchy choruses. We still have an 80s song. We have an Sailing Across the Sea triplet power metal song with catchy chorus. We have some humor, a lot of you. I would say more humor in this one. I mean, there's one song is about how it would be if Marty McFly traveled back in time, but instead of traveling from 1985, going back 30 years, he's traveling back 30 years from now, and he ends up in 1995, which is insane. 10 years after they recorded the movie, he goes to 1995 and realizes, oh shit, this is so much better than what we're living now. So I want to stay here. And I was like, dude, we need to get you back. We need to get you home. But then it's like, no, Doc, I want to stay here. So
Are
uh,
you going to release that as a single with a film clip? That'd be cool.
that would be very cool. But you can see a time traveler in a music video for Powertrain as a representation of that song.
Right. That's very cool. And I love the
Yeah.
album cover too. Like the album cover features a vivid drawing of train carriages that look like they're coming out of some sort of electrical storm. Like, what's going on there? It's really, really great detail. It's a good cover.
Yeah, well, the idea was to create an album cover that really shows everything that happens in the album. I mean, we have a train travel because the train is a metaphor. for the album. So when we say welcome on board the power train, here's your ticket. It's like here's your CD. Enjoy the album. So that's why when we say enjoy, welcome on board the power train, first song, and then all of the other characters on the train in the music video represent the song.
Okay.
So therefore, the album itself is the train. The train is the album.
The press release calls the album an exciting new journey for the band. Would you agree?
I would say that absolutely. I mean, musically and also how we perform on stage. It brings another stage set with this album. So it's and also when we now have a new album, it means that we're more attractive for booking agencies and festivals to book us shows. So with this album, it's definitely a game changer for us at this moment, for sure.
And you guys wrote, recorded, and produced Powertrain not by yourself, which you normally do. But what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of doing all that, like as a band, instead of giving it to someone else to do?
The advantage is that you can do it in your own pace. I mean, you do it whenever you have time, and you can do it making sure that it's as good. It turns out as good as possible, and it doesn't cost you, money for hiring a producer or recording studio because me and Chris, we have the knowledge to do this since many, many years. So it's just stupid not to use it. But the bad thing about doing like we have done is that we do one song today, maybe we do two tomorrow, the day after. You know what? We ended up late last night. Let's just do one song and then we'll do the rest in a couple of weeks. Oh, we can't meet in a couple of weeks. Oh well, let's do it in 2 months next time we meet. That'll be fine. Like that. You don't really have a time frame like you would have if you would be in a recording studio doing it with someone else. But it's pros and cons. That's if we would have been in a studio, maybe we wouldn't have so much time to change things in the songs during the recording like we done now. I mean, Joel realizes that shit, this thing that you have written here, Tommy, it's impossible to play. We have to change it because I can't play that. It was for an example, a part that I did where the hi-hat goes and it was a bit hard to play that because he has to travel so much with his arms. So I said, how about we play it a little bit easier? I rewrite the guitar riff, and it turned out much better. Stuff like that would not have been possible if we would have been in a studio because they're getting paid to press a button,
Yeah, yeah,
not to be part of the songwriting.
yeah, that's true. But part of it, like part of that process, you've got to be critical of your own work, like and sort of try and look at it objectively. Like, do you find that difficult with something that you've actually written yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's different because I hear everything in another way than someone else hears it. I hear all the details, even though it's not there, and sometimes it's not there at all. But I still hear it, up here, and things like that makes it, hard to make sure everything is there. Like and there's the choirs. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. But we didn't record any choirs there. Oh yeah, that's right. We forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. That's why I'm not mixing any of these songs because working with them for so long, you get to know the songs, and then when you start mixing them, like I said, you forget things because you hear them in another way. So even if they're like very low in volume, for me, I still hear them very well because I know that it's there.
Yeah, cool. And Majestica, like there's a lot of really good power metal bands in the world, mate, but Majestica are one of the ones that have been successful. Like, what makes you stand out from the rest, do you think?
Well, I think maybe because we're not trying to, do like we have a certain image or trying to sound like anyone else, like Beast in Black, for example, or Battle Beast. I love I love the bands, I love the people. I have nothing bad to say, but when it comes to my taste in their music, the early work was more power metal, and then it changed it turned it into more commercial, a little bit more, which means that they have received a bigger crowd, and they have both been more successful, but it's not as much power metal. And we felt we didn't want to do that. I mean, if it's, we can get an image, we can all get super fit, beautiful, four beautiful guys, and we can play metal that works fine on the radio. But is that what we want to do? Or do we just want to write music that we love and hope that people out there will love it, will like it as much as we do? Yes, that's what we want to do. We just do our own thing without thinking, what will people think? Because when you start thinking about what everybody else will think, then you kind of kill the creativity. You you take away the fun. And I tried to think like that when we did the singles, the two singles we released, and it took like 7, 8, or 9 songs to write before we could find a good song that would work. Because I always start to think, what will people like? Will this work on the radio? And without even showing it to people, I decided, no, this doesn't work. But with Majestica, I write a song and I just send them to the guys and say, "Hey guys, another song added to the album. Hope you like it." Like that. So
Cool. Very big. All right, mate. Well, thanks very much for your time, Tommy. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Power Train is out February the 7th. She's a cracking album from what I've heard, mate. So best of luck with it, and hopefully we see you out in Australia in the near future.
I hope so too. It would be glorious to come back to Australia.